to the channel. My name is Dizzy, this is the Hateful Games channel, and we are discussing more Delta Force news. To begin with though, I have some news of my own, and this is regarding the channel and what I plan to do in the future. Keep in mind, it's a plan, doesn't mean it's going to happen, although I do wish it to happen, so let's get working on that. Anyways, I plan on making a Delta Force boot camp series. This series is going to go mainly over the UI of the game itself, because there is a lot of confusion in the UI. I still have confusion every once in a while when I go to events or go to find operator customizations options and little nuanced things here and there. This will focus more on that stuff, and it is aimed to try to be beginner friendly. That doesn't mean that others can't use it as well. So for example, if you have a friend that is getting into the game, or he's been playing the game for a minute, but something else is wrong and he can't figure out something, this will be the time for him to look over these videos, and hopefully he can find what he's looking for, or she is looking for, or whatever they're looking for. These videos will help them out with. Otherwise, that is my news for the channel. Please, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those videos. And we'll continue on with the actual news of the day, and that is everything regarding Starfall Ignites Season 2. And literally, as I was recording a different video topic, this news dropped. It was 6:40 Alaska Standard Time, so 20 minutes before it rolls over for my time period to the new operations or the new game modes and stuff for the day. Now, it has been reported by other YouTube channels that Starfall was going to start, Season 2, that it is, was going to start on January 20th. I reported it was going to start the 18th. We could see it's starting the 18th. It says it plain as day right there. New season begins January 18th. Where the number the 20th came from, I don't know. They claimed it was coming from the website directly. I could not find the same information anywhere on the website that said the January 20th, that was the new season start. It is starting the 18th. Please disregard other channels that are saying otherwise. It is starting the 18th. We all can read the same thing. We all can get the same amount of information. I don't understand how they're getting different information. Regardless, this is where it's going to look like for the Starfall release. It says directly, quoting the little blurb here in the picture we just showed. Dear operators, we're planning on an update on January 18th with no downtime. The new season Starfall begins. A massive wave of new content has arrived. Starfall ignites. Let the party begin. Here's the schedule. From the 18th, and this is all on the 18th, at 0:30 hours to 02 hours UTC plus 0 time. I don't know what UTC stands for, or the plus 0 revolving around that. I apologize for that. That's just my lapse in knowledge. We have all ranked matches will be temporarily unavailable during that time period. Same day on the 18th from 01:50 hours to 02 hours. Same time frame of UTC plus 0. Matchmaking and trading and operations will be temporarily unavailable. Now these are two separate things. The ranked system and the operations system will be down for two different periods of time. And the final thing we have is January 18th at 0200 hours. The PC client update goes live. If you encounter any issues after the update, try restarting the game to complete the update, and the main content of this update will include, and that is what the rest of this video will go over, that update. But that means at 02 UTC plus 0 time, the update for Season 2 will be live. Season 2 will be live wherever you live in the world. Take UTC, what is it comparatively? That is when you will have access to Season 2 Starfall. And that first access comes in the form of Hot Zone. That is a 3-on-3-on-3 PvP mode where you get a Mandel cell that you and the other squads are going to be fighting over, and the way to win is to either upload the Mandel cell or kill every other squad available. And these are round games, so it's not one round and that's it. It is 3 rounds, and it looks like whoever wins all 3 rounds, or wins the majority of them, will then win the entire game overall. and they're said to last about 2 minutes. Each operator will gain points that they initially start out with. They use these points through each round to upgrade their gear so that they can eventually keep winning. We saw a bit of that little gear system earlier in my last video, and now we understand better what that is actually supposed to be. It does also state that unlike other modes, there are no general collectibles in this, so you're not over there looking for green intel items, yellow intel items, red intel items, or whatever it is you go into operations to look for. You're not going to see that. Instead, you're going to see premium ammo, syringes, and painkillers, and you have one objective, or they at least state you have one objective, and that's to fight, fight, fight. Well, that's 3 objectives, because that's 3 words of fight, and there's 3 rounds, so you have 3 objectives. Also, there's 2 ways to win, so technically, what, 5? Regardless, this is the new game mode, and it's not going to last forever. It's going to only last from the 18th to the 24th, and then after that, we may not see it again for the rest of the season. We may see it later in the season. We do not yet know, but that is going to be the first thing that you're going to get with the new season. Also, with the new season is going to be the new maps that we also discussed. These are operational maps only, and this is the underground area to Zero Dam, so it's not technically a new map, it's just a new addition to the map. However, there is something we didn't go over in the last video, and that is actually a new map, and that's because I didn't see it in any of the trailers, and this is the first time I'm seeing it anywhere to include outside of leaks. And that is a new area for Space City called the Broken Bridge. Now, this bridge says, with their little description, that the recently havoc rocket crashes have become increasingly frequent. Is this the prelude to Reese's carefully orchestrated firework to destroy Skynet, or is Havoc staging these incidents to upgrade Skynet? All units move out immediately, infiltrate the broken bridge area, intercept the high-value re-entry capsule, and uncover the conspiracy behind these incidences. That is the only information we have on Broken Bridge. I personally have not played Space City at all in Operations for a number of different reasons of my own. So I do not know exactly where on the map this location is, nor do I know what it's going to look like. But from my understanding of Space City, what I do know of it, I believe this is just a actual broken bridge, and that is the bridge that creates Space City as a whole. You know, marking one location to another that a lot of people must use in order to get to the other side of the map. Next up, we have a new event for the Lunar New Year event. This is the Fall of Skynet. I am not exactly sure what Skynet is referring to, unless Arnold signed off on this one. Either way, this event is going to be during the first 1 to 2 hours after midnight on Lunar New Year's Eve. Rockets will randomly launch and explode across all maps as part of the celebration. I do not know if these will do damage, nor do I know how this explosion will look like. Maybe it'll blind you. We just don't know. Along with that is going to be the Operation Starfall itself, which triggers with a certain probability after accepting players could detonate Havoc's launching rockets in mid-air, and boom, that's what it says. We're also getting a new addition of ammo type. Ammo types are only to the operations. They are not going to affect warfare, and that is a 7.62 by 51 millimeter UN round. That is a level 2 round, so it's going to be green, and that is going to be for your 7.62 by 51 millimeter weapons out there. Now, speaking about warfare, we do have a couple new functions, I should say, to that. This first function is the fortifications functions we actually saw in one of the trailers, where we get to build a fortification up using a hammer. Now, I had the idea that this may be locked to certain classes only, so for example, only the engineer, and it kind of made sense at the time to me because we were getting an engineer operator for the new season. That is not actually the case. Instead, this will allow for any operators to pull out a hammer and go to town building a fortification in the form of what looks like sandbags. So it would have been funnier for an e-tool, because that would actually make sense. But regardless, that's what it's going to be like. It also says in this little blurb that to do that, you have to press the new tool button during a match to bring out the hammer, and you can identify all built/buildable fortifications within range using the new construction markers and highlighted outlines. Construction progress is synchronized globally, and that allows for multiple operators to build together. So, for example, if I start going and making a fortification and I get killed before I can finish that fortification, a teammate of mine can come back and finish it all up, or vice versa. Now, our next new feature to the game is going to be actual movement, and that is the leap function, an evasive maneuver available to all characters, exclusive to Warfare. So you will not be seeing people dolphin diving in operations like some people thought was going to be happening, and that's a good thing because we do not need to see someone yeet themselves out a window in order to escape a potential battle with enemy players. This is exclusive to Warfare. Leap can be only performed by pressing the corresponding key while sprinting and cannot be performed while not sprinting. That's also another good thing to keep in mind because that means you can't just, yeet yourself out a window to get away from someone using a dolphin dive, because that's essentially what leap is a dolphin dive. You have to have a running start to be doing that. How much of a running start, though, is up for debate still. So, maybe it can be technically abused. We don't know for sure, though. Leap directions are also fixed, so you can only leap forward. You're not going to be able to leap backwards, left, right, center right, however you want to look at it. Forward you go, and that's how you got. While you are doing this, though, you cannot aim or shoot. You can use all left-hand throwable gadgets and some non-offensive items while you're doing this. That's about it. And then the end will, the leap will end immediately if you're killed or hit by skills with control effects. So the grappling hook is an example of this, or the crouching tiger is an example of these control effects. We also have our new maps that we have already gone over in the last video. This is Knife Edge and Trainwreck. Knife Edge being the map that you can find on top of Zero Dam in the operations mode. It is not actually going to be in operations mode, so you're not going to be able to see that as part of that, but it is there in Warfare. And we also have Knife Edge, again, a train yard of sorts, or in this case, a train wreck of sorts. The next thing is the new event, and this is a new event to the Ascension map. That at the end of Ascension in Sector D, if you go ahead and destroy the spire, and by dealing enough damage to it, you will move Sector D from the location it is currently at, which is above the spire, that platform, to below the spire in some tunneling system. This is similar to how on Cracked, if you are attacking Charlie 1 and deal enough damage to Charlie 1, that you will eventually actually make that your own forward operating base as the attackers. This does not work as the defenders. I do not believe it matters, though, who is destroying the spire. Just put enough damage on it, and it will eventually collapse. We also have some new gadgets. These gadgets are going to be for the Assault class and the Support class. The top part is an Assault class new gadget. It is a high explosive grenade launcher. Kind of looks skeletish in nature. We saw this a bit in the video, not knowing exactly what it was, but we can see now that that's what it's supposed to be. And we also have a Support class smoke grenade launcher. Now, we don't know if this is going to be in similar features to how the wrist launcher that we utilize with D-Wolf is going to be, or how exactly this smoke grenade is going to launch. It just says support smoke grenade launcher. So it could also just be, like the grenade launcher above, but with smokes, and that's going to be, again, for your support class. We also have some more information on our new engineer coming to the game. This information comes in the form of some background information on him, so his personal story, and all of his cool stuff that he's bringing to the game. Starting out with his tactical gear Total Armor, which states equip a heavy vest that reduces bullet and explosive damage, and deploy an extendable shield for full body protection. Shield Bash can knock down enemies or deflect enemy throwables. I showed this off in my last video with the screenshots that also were saying, hey, this is something that he can do, but it also, wasn't fully explained in the videos that were dropped from the official YouTube channel. Gadget, grapple gun, fire grappling hook to pull enemies or items toward you, can be used on down characters. Now, that bit about items toward you is new. We have not seen that utilized in any sort of video at all. And downed characters, so you can pull enemies that are standing, and you can pull any downed characters. So that's why we were able to see you pull your own operators that are on your team. We also have the razor wire. Throw a grenade that explodes and impact and deploys razor wire. Enemies pass through will make noise and take damage. It's deployable C-wire, for those that know what C-wire is. It is very damaging. And then we have the operator trait, which is rear guard. It says, when not equipped, the blast shield is mounted on your back, protecting you against incoming bullets from behind. So this will help for someone that wants to rush into an area and hopefully not get shot in the back immediately by someone that is camping around that corner or trying to hold around that corner. Speaking of getting shot in the back, we can get shot in the back with these new weapons. That includes the SR9 Marksman Rifle. As you can see here, it is a nice green color when you first get it, or, puke green for those that like that color too. We also have the QCQ-171. This kind of looks like it might be a 9mm SMG. I could also definitely be wrong, and it could be a new ammo type, but I do not believe it is. We also have the QJB-201 light machine gun, and along with all these weapons comes some new attachments, specifically for the M87 M1014 shotgun speed loaders, a new 45 round magazine, and the new thermal sights that we also showed off a little bit in the last video. There is a portion that says etc., but it does not define what these other sights are, just that there's an etc. of thermal sights. We also have some new loot to be looking at this season, and that's going to be TurBricks. This is new things. It looks like you're going to be adding new charms. So how this works, it says to obtain, you can purchase these from the Tactical Warfare Unit and Operations using the alloy. That's 100,000 for each. You can also earn through accumulated points in warfare. Points are calculated based on match performance. Don't know what that point limit is, how high up you need to go, how low you need to go, just that that's how it's going to be done. It's also obtainable through special holiday events and obtainable at the pass level rewards. It doesn't denote whether or not that's going to be for free or for the paid pass, just pass level rewards. And then to open them, it's no cost. So unlike mandible bricks, where you need to use a quantum key and have the brick itself, you just need to have the brick in this case to open it up. And what you get with that, at the moment, it says Hat Claws Toy Box Series Deluxe Charms with a chance to obtain Legendary Deluxe Charms or the Ultimate Hidden Legendary Charm Source of Destruction. I'm assuming the Source of Destruction is referring to as the dragon that we see in the TurBrick little charms thing. And if you're not aware of what a charm is, it is something that you can attach to your weapons with each of your operators, and each weapon for each operator can have a different little charm on it, I believe, or if it's just weapon specific, so each weapon could have a charm and then they share it throughout different operators what that charm is. So for example, I have the high-tech pistol from Stinger on some of my weapons that I utilize with him, and I am planning on trying to get the bow and arrow that Luna uses to put on my sniper rifles. That is what a charm is. Now, along with these new charms and the new system like that, we are also getting a quality system to the charms, specifically the deluxe charms. The deluxe charm comes in different colors and tiers, with each tier having unique characteristics. So we have the gold quality hidden. This is a random material and base color. Random pattern includes firing animation effect. That's neat to know. I hope we get a dragon that does that. I want that dragon. We also get gold quality, random material, and base color with a random pattern, but that's not the hidden one, so we don't get the firing animation as well. And a hidden feature, gold deluxe charm, have a collection feature that unlocks hidden properties. You don't need to collect the same color series. Collecting all gold tier styles, excluding hidden variants, will unlock the self-illuminating hidden feature on certain parts. So it sounds like some of these charms will illuminate in certain areas. So we do see a knight in the previous photo, so maybe that knight's sword and shield will start lighting up, or maybe his helm will start lighting up. We don't know. We'll see. Purple and blue quality, random material and base color, random pattern, no special features to those. We also developed charm retrieval system, gold quality. Deluxe charm can only circulate in the market once, so you can sell these charms. It's restricted to a single trade. And then deluxe charm can be retrieved by the system for TurBricks. Gold quality cannot be retrieved. 8 blue quality or 2 purple quality charms can be exchanged for 1 TurBrick. So if you do not like some of the charms you have gotten, you can try to get those TurBricks by essentially taking your charms you don't want and replacing them and or exchanging them. Now our next section is going to be very important to all of us. Whether you play Warfare or whether you play Operations, this is what's going to happen to you once the new season goes out live, and that is how far back you're going to be put and how much you're going to have to fight to get back to the rank you're currently at in Season 1. Now, I'm not going to go over every single little tidbit of information here because that's just a lot of ranks to go over for both operations and warfare. I will say this though, if you notice that the lower ranking systems, in this case bronze and private, you're not really going anywhere. You're just kind of staying where you're at. Except for operations, you do get to stay there in silver as well a little bit longer. Versus in warfare, you actually move down. If you're in the corporal ranking, you move down a little bit. So for myself, I'm in the colonel ranking right now. Now I'm going to be bumped down to sergeant. That's going to suck. Over in operations, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, I'm in the diamond ranking, so I'm going to be bumped down to the platinum ranking, and so on and so forth. So you will want to make sure that you are either one at the highest you can get and want to get for the season, and or you know don't go too far too soon and then have to get immediately bumped back. So if you're in the lower rankings right now, my suggestion, just stay there for a bit longer. You will be able to go and grow into Season 2 a little bit faster without having to start back over. So, hang in there. We'll get there, and you'll do fine. Now, if you're one of those people that hates this kind of stuff because you thought there wasn't going to be a wipe, this isn't a wipe. It is very clearly not saying you're going to lose anything. You are just going back down in ranking, and you're going to have to do that because you're going to try to go back up to earn the Season 2 emblem, the Season 2 badge, or whatever you want to call it, and that's what that is. It is not a wipe. We are not wiping. Again, I'm going to put it in big old bold letters right here. This is not a wipe. Now, this last section of the video is kind of going to be just about it for what I want to talk about today. There is a lot more information out there. I'm going to link the Steam community page so that you guys can go and look for yourself on all that information. I just don't want to sit here and drown you guys out on all that information because I know personally I don't want to sit through another 10 minutes of just walls of text. But I will go over kind of what the generalization of what that information you are missing today is going to be about, and that's essentially system improvements for both operations, warfare, and all modes just in general. There's also some operator balance adjustments. So for example, Stinger gets some adjustments for operations specifically, while others like D-Wolf get balances for all modes to some of their things that are specific to them. We have some weapon balance adjustments, warfare balance specific adjustments again, operation specific adjustments, and other improvements. Now all these adjustments go to weapons and or gadgets that are met in the game and or, like I said again, operators. We also have some warfare class gadget balance adjustments, gameplay improvements, and then a whole section regarding frequently asked questions. It's small little Q&A and how these things are going to work. So for example, after the Season Starfall launches, will Mandelberg Spectrum Blitz still be available? And at the moment it looks like it will be. And how that will look like after a certain time after Season 2 launches, we just don't yet know, but there's that information there for everyone to look over. I do appreciate you guys staying with me this long. If you did stay with me this long, if you didn't, that's fine as well. I just like making these videos, but again, I do not want to kill you guys with essentially death by PowerPoint. So please do like and subscribe. Please come back to these videos once the new series on Delta Force that I plan on making drops. Again, that is going to be Delta Force Bootcamp, and we're going to go over a bunch of different things, essentially the UI of the game.